he was on form today. He boxed great. He did the right things. He was counter-punching, and he was moving well, and he wasn't getting caught. And he started off with a jab.
Crazy performance from Oleksandr Usyk, you know. He stopped the fight early, you know. But I say this before, Daniel Dubois made so much pressure, too much pressure, you know. He not control, and every jab, every right hand is too strong, you know.
He was moving, but when he found the time to be aggressive, he took and maximized on those opportunities.
Heavyweight veterans remain in awe of Oleksandr Usyk's exceptional skill set. Lennox Lewis specifically praises Usyk's ability to control both power and speed with surgical precision, never wasting energy or forcing the action. Even at 38, Usyk showcases elite footwork, crisp combinations, and defensive brilliance that place him a tier above most of today's fighters. Lewis believes that with such technical mastery and discipline, Usyk could easily continue competing for several more years if he chooses to.
Thanks again for your time this week. We've just seen Oleksandr Usyk produce a stunning fifth-round stoppage victory over Daniel Dubois in the rematch. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, listen, he was unbelievable. He was on form today. He boxed great. He did the right things. He was counter-punching, and he was moving well, and he wasn't getting caught. And he started off with a jab, so what can you say?
I spoke to Oleksandr's cutman, Russ Amber, and he says he felt Daniel Dubois started a bit too fast, a bit too reckless. Is it a sort of a case of you're almost damned if you do, damned if you don't? They say you got to stick him on him, but then if you stick him on him too much, you leave the gap.
Yeah, it's that kind of situation. It's a control violence, basically, and control movement, making sure that you don't overcommit. And, you know, you got to use speed more than power. So in this fight, it should have been more speed than more power.
Joseph Parker admitted he was caught off guard by how dominant Oleksandr Usyk looked in his most recent outing, expecting a tightly contested battle. Parker was instead left impressed by Usyk's superior timing, control, and ring IQ. He singled out Usyk's movement and defensive awareness, calling him nearly impossible to hit clean. As a former world champion himself, Parker understands what it takes to compete at the elite level, and Usyk's performance clearly stood out. Parker even expressed genuine interest in facing him, viewing it as a major test and a chance to challenge himself against one of boxing's true elites.
Pro boxing fans, Joseph Parker, we've just seen Oleksandr Usyk with a destructive performance against Daniel Dubois. Just give me your thoughts on that one.
It was a competitive fight in the beginning, and Daniel did land some good shots, and you know, Usyk did feel those shots. But ultimately, in the end, he broke him down, and Usyk showed a lot more bad intentions in the shots he was throwing.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you expect him to be that aggressive? The counters.
I know that. Listen, Daniel was going to be aggressive, so what did Usyk have to do? He was moving, but when he found the time to be aggressive, he took and maximized on those opportunities.
For you, obviously, you were there for a reason. I'm sure you want to get your hands on Oleksandr Usyk because you want to be in the biggest fight.
It was great to see him win and become two-time unified undisputed champion of the world. And I just waited for my opportunity. I'm going to wait for my opportunity and see if he does give it to me, you know. And hopefully we can get in the ring and share the ring together. And
David Adelaide spoke glowingly about Usyk's latest performance, stating the Ukrainian champion entered the ring with a mission to silence his critics once and for all. Over the years, many had questioned whether Usyk could still compete with the division's best, especially given his age and the punishing nature of heavyweight boxing. But Usyk answered every doubt with a calm, dominant, and calculated display. Adelaide praised his composure under pressure, the strategic use of his experience, and the relentless drive that showed he still has something to prove. For Adelaide, this wasn't just a title defense, it was a personal statement. He believes Usyk could retire right now at the top with nothing left to prove, but also sees the possibility of him continuing to chase greatness given his clear passion for the sport.
Excited to be joined by David Adelaide. David, we've just saw Oleksandr Usyk produce stunning fifth round knockout over Daniel Dubois. Give us your immediate thoughts.
Good fight. I think Usyk keeps proving himself. He gets doubted a lot, and I think he's proven himself so many times that it's kind of crazy that people doubt him. But you got to give credit to Daniel for getting in there. He tried a thing, and more credit to Usyk for pulling it off time and time again.
I just spoke to Ajit Kabayal, and he says he feels Daniel, although he was having a bit of success, was maybe a bit over-eager and left some gaps. Would you agree with that assessment?
I think Daniel was thinking too much. There's times when I can see Daniel being a bit hesitant. He was sitting there thinking. He did let his right hand go, and he did throw a lot of shots, but I think sometimes when you overthink it, you give Usyk too much time. And when you give Usyk time, you kind of let him play at his own sort of pace. Usyk established the jab from like the first 30 seconds, which was, you know, look, like it just shows his level, right?
Was it surprising to you how early the stoppage came? Most pundits were saying Dubois early, Usyk later points, but wasted no time.
He wasted no time. I think in terms of the stoppage, it was definitely the right call. It came in the fifth round. You know what? I'm not surprised because they were fighting at a high work rate. And the pace was high, so yeah, it makes sense.
Agit Cabello applauded Usyk's commanding stoppage of Daniel Dubois, stressing that Dubois is far from ordinary. His jab is fierce, and his punches can pierce even the tightest guard. Yet, Usyk dismantled him with apparent ease. Cabello emphasized that Usyk didn't just win, he systematically broke down a dangerous opponent in just a few rounds. He called it a phenomenal performance, marked by elite timing, intelligence, and composure. For Cabello, this victory reaffirmed that Usyk is operating on a level far above the rest of the division.
For Boxing News, delighted to be joined by Agit Cabello. Agit, we have just saw Oleksandr Usyk score a stunning fifth round stoppage win over Daniel Dubois. Give us your thoughts.
Crazy performance from Oleksandr Usyk, he stopped the fight early, but I say this before, Daniel Dubois make so much pressure, too much pressure, he not control, and every jab, every right hand is too strong, and he not defends himself, but you see the result, Oleksandr Usyk stopping fast.
Did it surprise you how early Oleksandr got the stoppage?
Yes, before the fight, I never say this he come to stop him so early, but after the first round, I say the fight will never be more than 6-7 rounds.
Agit, in many people's opinion, you are the #1 heavyweight contender. You would love a shot at Oleksandr Usyk, right?
Why not? I say this more time, I hate trash talk. The fans will say Cabello is ready for Usyk or no.
Arton Boley revealed that he had no doubt Daniel Dubois wouldn't last more than 5 rounds. He saw it in Usyk's eyes before the fight. The intensity, the focus, the purpose. According to Boley, Usyk stepped into the ring with one mission: to reaffirm his greatness. He wasn't there just to win, but to make a statement. Boley added that, at this point, it no longer matters what Usyk decides to do next. He's already etched his legacy into the history books. Every fight from now on simply adds to a career that's already legendary.
Pro boxing fans, Martin Bakoli, man, we've just seen Oleksandr Usyk with another great performance against Daniel Dubois. Look, that fight at the start, a lot of people thought it was going to be a little bit competitive, and Daniel came out and he looked like he was getting a bit comfortable. But Oleksandr Usyk does what Oleksandr Usyk does, and he wins the fight. Did you expect him to stop Daniel Dubois in this way?
Yeah, I said it before the fight.
Okay.
I said it before the fight, even today, that Daniel Dubois would never pass 5 rounds if he kept boxing the same way he boxed last time he fought Usyk. But he did the same. There was no jab, nothing changed. He deserved the knockout because he never changed something like supposed to change.
For Oleksandr Usyk, what does he do now? He's won everything. He's the best at cruiserweight, the best at heavyweight, faced every big name in the heavyweight division now. What does he do? Do you feel like he's going to still fight one more fight and then that's it? Or do you feel like he should just call it a day?
For me, I don't see him what he's going to look for it because he's done everything. He's the best for right now. For this moment now, he's the best. Retire or keep fighting. He done amazing. This guy is a machine. So he's the best right now, to be honest. So
from the opening bell, Daniel Dubois came out aggressively, looking to control the tempo with raw power and pressure. He showed urgency and physicality early, but Usyk remained calm and composed. As the rounds progressed, Usyk began dissecting him with precise combinations, subtle angles, and masterful footwork that kept Dubois constantly off balance. By the 5th round, Usyk had him completely figured out. With perfect timing, he unleashed a pinpoint combination that sealed the fight. It was more than just a knockout, it was a showcase of high-level strategy, ring IQ, and flawless execution.
Guys, it happens again. Oleksandr Usyk knocked out Daniel Dubois right in front of his home crowd. Dubois came out wild from the opening bell, really trying to bully Usyk. And for a moment it felt like we were in for a war, but by round 3 you could see it. Dubois was gassing out fast. He couldn't keep that pace. Then boom, Usyk lands a clean right. Then a beautiful left hook. mouthpiece flies. Fights over. Usyk is once again the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Second time. Insane, but listen, Dubois is only 27. The talent is there, but taking shots, that's a whole different skill. And right now, he's not quite there yet. So what's next? Are we finally getting that Fury trilogy? Or would you rather see Usyk be as Wilder, Zhang, or maybe even Joshua again? Full breakdown in the video below, don't miss it.
Throughout his career, Oleksandr Usyk has taken the toughest route possible. He never sought out easy fights or padded records. From his cruiserweight days to his rise as a heavyweight, Usyk has always faced top-tier opposition. He's never shied away from risk because he believes true greatness is earned by challenging the best. Whether the odds favored him or not, Usyk consistently stepped up. This fearless mindset has earned him immense respect throughout the sport. For him, boxing has always been about honor, not shortcuts.
Usyk has dropped Daniel Dubois! I'm sorry. I can't help it, man. I fucking love this. Honestly, I fucking love this game.
He's missed it!
It's over! Fuck me. I'm sorry for going on like a lunatic, right? But it was unbelievable. And it's funny how this fight all came about, right? The controversy in the last fight, which for me was never controversial. It was a low blow, simple as that. And I don't think we've ever seen Oleksandr Usyk ever look for an easy way to win. In fact, I think of all the fighters on planet Earth, he is the one who takes the hardest road to win. There's no tune-up fights for Oleksandr Usyk. It's the biggest fight in a heavier weight than he should even be fighting at. And he makes life harder for himself, not easier. And I think he is proven his character time and time again. But yet he was accused of not being, you know, a real Christian because he was a cheat. He was accused of deserving an Oscar because he was a play actor and robbing Daniel Dubois of what should have rightfully been his, which was a world title. And after the Tyson Fury fight, Daniel Dubois stepped in the ring and called him out. And Oleksandr Usyk immediately turns to Turki Al-Sheikh and says, Mr. Excellency, make the fight. He had no problem in setting this up. And immediately you kind of think he was in the middle of talking about his, you know, his father, I think at the time it was an emotional moment. That's a time where when you've accomplished what he's done, you deserve respect. And I think he was disrespected there. And I think he took that personally, in the words of Michael Jordan. Now, in the first round, Oleksandr Usyk did exactly what he needed to do to Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois coming in with a load of confidence, wanting to be the aggressor, wanting to be the dominant bull that he was against Anthony Joshua.
Tyson Fury has now voiced interest in a trilogy bout with Usyk. After suffering a high-profile defeat at the hands of the Ukrainian, Fury is desperate for redemption. The loss not only dented his legacy, but reportedly strained his finances, making a rematch even more appealing. Fury claims he can correct his past mistakes and bring a new strategy to the third fight. However, skepticism remains. Usyk's ability to adjust and dominate has made even someone as versatile as Fury look limited. While the rematch buzzes through the boxing world, the odds still firmly favor Usyk.
Mauricio Suleiman. Tyson Fury is deeply troubled by the loss or the losses that he took from Oleksandr Usyk. And it shows. And I think what's motivating Tyson Fury is the fact that he feels that he was cheated. And the crazy thing is, unfortunately for all the people that are in line for that fight with Oleksandr, the only way that Tyson is going to get any type of opportunity or peace would be for him to get that third fight. And the crazy thing is, it looks like that's the fight that may happen next. And that's exactly why people start to dislike boxing, because there's nothing warranted a fight with Usyk, only empty justification. What I mean by that is, you can justify or make a reason why you deserve a fight with Usyk. Like, I'm the only dude that did it. I'm the only man that beat him. I'm like, did you drop him? Did you have a performance, Tyson, with Usyk in any of those fights like you did with your saga with Derek Chisora or Deontay Wilder? Did you do anything impactful enough to claim victor of these two fights?
Paulie Malignaggi delivered an impassioned analysis of Usyk's performance, calling it one of the most technically brilliant displays he's witnessed in modern boxing. He praised Usyk's total body control, his balance, economy of movement, and seamless transitions. Malignaggi emphasized that Usyk's footwork wasn't just quick, it was incredibly intelligent, creating angles, slipping danger, and setting up his offense with surgical accuracy. He noted that Usyk doesn't depend on brute force. Instead, he breaks down opponents through timing, positioning, and ring IQ. Malignaggi believes Usyk reads opponents like a book, adjusting instantly and exploiting every flaw. For him, this was a true masterclass by one of the most cerebral fighters in the sport.
Man, it was in the first half of the fight. What a performance by Oleksandr Usyk. And a lot to discuss here, guys. A lot to break down here. First off, Dubois much more successful in the first fight than the second fight. Was the wet ring, did the wet ring have anything to do with it? I saw in the post-fight interview, Dubois was asked about why he couldn't land this jab. What do you guys think? Was obviously Usyk's going to make some adjustments. I think the adjustments are going to be made in rematches, but did the wet ring, because I thought the wet ring had a big part to do with why Usyk had some trouble in that first fight. And, a wet ring hurts footwork guys more. I was a footwork guy. I've worked out sometimes in wet rings. It's frustrating. I've actually thrown temper tantrums in gyms over rings being too wet. So, back in the day, not now. But what I'm saying is, to fight in a wet ring, that had to have some effect on Usyk and his footwork, because he's a footwork guy. And tonight you just saw his footwork was stupendous, magnificent. Dubois tried to come out pressuring. But, and what he tries to do, he tries to create that panic in you because he's a puncher. So he tries to create that panic to where you start moving too much. And especially at an older Usyk, maybe he'll get tired out by moving too much. But Usyk keeps his steps, his moves so short, so tight. And because they're short and tight, they're not burning a lot of energy, number one. And number two, he's able to throw punches off those moves because they're in so tight that he doesn't really lose the punching distance and punching range. On top of always being well balanced when he makes that sidestep. He likes to make that sidestep a lot, to the right-hander's weak side. And, he was doing that very, very well tonight. A lot of times he'll make that sidestep without punching. A lot of times he'll sidestep as he's throwing the left hand. Then he varies the left hand with a straight shot, around the side. I think that's a really sneaky shot against, opposing stances.
Steve Bunce offered a candid evaluation of Usyk's competition, acknowledging that both Tyson Fury and Joseph Parker possess the experience and physical tools to test the Ukrainian. However, he firmly stated that while they may create challenging moments, they're unlikely to defeat him. Bunce believes Usyk's intelligence, patience, and relentless work ethic give him a decisive edge in almost any matchup. He respects Fury and Parker's abilities, but ultimately sees Usyk's superior skills and mindset leading him to victory.
Talking about his beloved father, and I believe that was behind the venom and the savagery we saw tonight. Because that was almost not like Usyk. That was different level.
We've never seen him load up with a backhand early
and try so hard to do the other person as much damage as possible. That's not Usyk. And also at the end, well, you were there. He didn't praise Dubois. He said in sport you lose. He didn't say anything about Daniel's a young man. Daniel can come again. Daniel's a brave fighter. He didn't say anything. He just said, he shrugged his shoulders when he was asked the question. And he said, well, in sport, you can come again. Think about that.
Brutal. Simple question for you. Last one. Does anyone beat him in this era?
Tyson Fury, if he came back and had a really good fight against, Ajit Caballero and got himself really fight fit and then fought 5 months later, fought him, perhaps a Tyson Fury of his eyeing could cause him a problem. Joseph Parker, who's smart enough, could cause him a problem. And with the big right hand that Joe throws, that could cause him a problem. Ajit Caballero, you can't back anyone against Ajit Caballero. The man's on a motor. He's like a magic man. So the answer is, yeah, anyone can be beat, but right now I don't think so.
Cayman Rusper revealed a hidden layer behind Usyk's latest performance, one fueled by quiet frustration. Despite all his achievements, Usyk felt underrated. His greatness still questioned by some. According to Rusper, Usyk stepped into the ring with a burning desire not just to win, but to make a definitive statement. That determination was visible in every round. Usyk didn't merely defeat his opponent, he dominated and shattered any lingering doubts about his place in the sport. For Rusper, this was the night Usyk finally claimed the full recognition he's long deserved as one of boxing's finest.
Know that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he went out there with bad intentions, didn't he? I think he was on a mission to prove that, 38 isn't old yet. And I was talking to some other guys, including Richie Woodall, and saying that, he's gotten better. If you look at his last 3 fights, the first Fury fight, second Fury fight, and this one, each one has gotten better, more dominating each time. So, age is a number, I guess. When you're in the gym all the time, it takes a long time to age.
When we spoke on Thursday, I could tell you were genuinely confident, but did you believe it could be so early and so conclusive?
No, I'd be lying to you if I said that. No, I thought it could be dominating. I thought he was doing the things that I think Dubois did what I expected him to do, and Usyk did what I expected him to do. He controlled, moved, waited, but then he started landing hard.